Our moil, Dr. Ben Eunice, lays out shiny metal instruments next to the bathroom sink. He puts on rubber gloves and a white coat like an army medic. I lie our son down on a plastic tray. Sebastian's wearing a tiny knit sweater and pants suitable for Liberace. My partner, Victoria's mom, made the outfit, which I don't like, but I figure if we're putting this Venezuelan Roman Catholic grandmother through a Bris, we might as well dress him the way she likes. Victoria's been set on circumcision since the day we found out she was having a boy. I haven't been so sure. When I mentioned a Bris, Victoria said she'd never heard of it. When I explained, she said, "At home? That's freaky." I said, "Yes, but nothing's freakier to a Jew than Jesus dead on the cross hung above the bed." "Why is Jesus always in the bedroom?" I said, but she ignored me. The moil dips a pacifier in sugar water and puts it in Sebastian's mouth. Sebastian sucks so hard I can hear it. The moil says Sebastian has a sweet tooth. I say, "Who doesn't?" He says some babies don't like sugar water. The sugar is used to release the baby's endorphins, the moil tells us. He takes off Sebastian's pants and the diaper and binds his skinny legs to the tray with Velcro straps. He says, "You're a big boy." I take before pictures. Sebastian's penis is so sweet, soft, and peach-colored like the rest of his skin. I said this to my mom yesterday. She said, "Andrea, don't speak in front of Sebastian." His testicles are also sweet. A little rubber sack. Tashi and I touched it and laughed the first time we changed her new baby brother together. He is perfect, and I feel my armpits get sweaty. The moil unwraps a syringe. The needle looks too long. He tells us what he's doing as he sticks the needle into the tip of Sebastian's penis and slowly applies the anesthesia. A drop of blood escapes. Sebastian doesn't cry. The moil pulls out the needle and sticks it in again, draining the remaining fluid. Dr. Ben Eunice grabs the foreskin and pulls it forward with an instrument that looks like scissors, but without blades. Then, with actual scissors, he cuts right in from the top. This I wasn't expecting. The other moil didn't do this. The other moil snipped my cousin's baby with what looked like a miniature paper cutter. He pulled, clamped, and sliced. It was harsh but fast. "What are you doing?" I say. Without stopping, he explains that he's cutting through 4 layers of the foreskin, making sure Sebastian doesn't have hypospadias, which is when the urinary opening is not in the middle. If he had it, it would have to be repaired with foreskin. He tells us circumcision is more complicated than people think. I swallow, but my mouth is dry. I look at Victoria. "Are you okay?" I say. She says, "Ozzy." "What?" I say. Then I get it. Ozzy is the Hebrew name we chose for Sebastian. Ozzy means strength. The foreskin is hanging like a cape, exposing the tiny red head. The moil scrapes away white dots with another metal apparatus that looks like a nail file. Sebastian doesn't have hypospadias. He also doesn't have an intact foreskin anymore. And this is just preparation before we even start the ceremony. Victoria didn't want Sebastian to have an ugly penis. Ugly, I argued, was a matter of perception. In Europe, they think circumcised penises are ugly. And gay men prefer foreskin. 2 gay friends, one circumcised and the other not, told me men with skin have a better time. Maybe, Victoria said, but it's my perception. How could I argue with a mother's perception? Now it's too late. It's too late to worry about reducing my boy's sexual pleasure forever. It's too late to debate circumcision's medical necessity. It's too late to question the Jewish custom, which I fear is as cruel as binding Chinese girls' feet. Maybe it's just unusual, like stretching Ethiopian girls' lips with plates. The Jews have been cutting foreskin for 4,000 years. Still doesn't make it right. Dr. Ben Yunus tells us the dots on his penis are formed by urine on skin that's never been exposed before. He has to make the penis nice and clean, he says, before he can clamp. When he's finished scraping, he screws a metal contraption around the little thing, which holds the skin away from the head. The contraption, called the Gomko clamp, looks like it came straight out of a 1950s science class. He tightens the wing nuts, like he's tightening his Jack Kramer tennis racket press. There is some blood, but not a lot, which the moil blots with gauze. Then he drapes him with a paper sheet and asks me to carry him out where a family is gathered. I walk carefully through the living room holding Sebastian on his tray. He is lying with his legs spread and eyes open. He seems at peace. Victoria's cousin Fernando, who we will name as one of the godfathers, is here. My brother Tony, the other godfather, and my sister-in-law Lisa and the girls are here. I see my grandmother. She is 93. She looks to me exactly as she always has. I see Victoria's mom and my cousins and Janet, our godmother. We smile at each other and I feel a warmth I wasn't expecting. So much support. I put the baby down on the table and call for Tashi. Tashi, who's now 5, stands on a chair next to me on my right. Victoria is next to me on my left. I have my arm around Tashi, and Victoria has her arm around me. My mom hands me a yarmulke, one she made. It's turquoise and dark blue and tiny, like a silver dollar pancake. I put it on Sebastian's head. Dr. Ben Yunus lifts the paper sheet, and with a sawing motion, he cuts around the metal clamp, using what looks like an X-Acto knife. I think the knife needs to be sharpened, but Sebastian doesn't seem to notice. The moil says a prayer in Hebrew. In English, he says, Sebastian has entered the covenant. Let Sebastian be open to happiness and to the reality of pain, the moil says. Let him cry out against injustice. The service ends with instructions for his penis. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was weird. No. The service ends with instructions for his parents. That we teach by example. Have we so far? The cutting is done. The service is over. The moil puts Sebastian back into a diaper in his knit suit and yarmulke. He holds Sebastian high over his head, and while everyone cheers, I think about how girls' lips, stretched like frisbees, seem weird to us, but how that custom is what distinguishes some African cultures. Customs are what make culture, and Judaism is my culture.